Hello world, it's Godzilla with you once again. Hope you're all doing well. I've got another video for you guys today, and I think it's a good one. I'll be doing an unboxing. That's right, a new figure unboxing of the Monsterverse. I've got here the new Kong with B.E.A.S.T Glove, and I'm gonna be showing to you. Let me switch to camera. How about that? I'll switch to camera. There, here he is, the new Kong with B.E.A.S.T Glove figure from Playmates Toys. So we'll be unboxing this video, and I'll be also giving you guys my thoughts on the figure as well. Um, but first, we'll just look at the box, and I can just say that, let me tell you, honestly, Playmates has come a very long way from their original figures that we used to make fun of. Uh, they've come a pretty long way. Obviously, even the Godzilla versus Kong toys were pretty good, but this Kong looks really good, and I'm really digging the new Empire boxes, cases for the figures. Obviously, look, these are kids' toys, right? They're not Hiya Toys or SH Monster Arts quality, but for what they are and for the price, honestly, they're not bad in terms of quality. And like I said, they've come a very long way from their original classic series Toho figures they made a long time ago. But yeah, overall, this figure looks pretty good. Maybe here you can see it as well, just in higher quality here. But no, like I said, I really like this case a lot. And then the artwork is really nice as well. You get Godzilla and you get Kong. You get Godzilla in his evolved form. You get Kong, right? You get this cool description. I really like the box art, and then on the back you get the actual description. You get the synopsis of the film. You get kind of an overview of what comes with this. It comes with the heave, and then Kong who has a little glove, and kind of armed with his ancestral axe and a prototype battle gauntlet that enhances his earth-shattering primal strength. Kong roars into battle, packing a meteor impact with every punch. And down here you see all the other figures that are available from the normal, Godzilla Evolved, Suko, and Shimu. And I think these are all the 6 inch. I know there's larger ones. There's like a larger Scar King and a larger Shimu that make sound and stuff. But um this is I think all the 6 inch versions. So, but again, really nice box art. There's some crystals on the side, and then there's Godzilla and Kong again. Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. So, it's really nice artwork though. Really nice box art and everything, in my opinion. And just looking him in the box, I have to say that I think the sculpt is pretty good. It looks pretty nice, and I'll switch to this camera here so you can see the color a bit better. I think we'll go into this a bit more later, but let's see if this focuses. But yeah, I think we could look at this later, but I think the color on this guy is pretty good. Um, and it kind of matches the prototype on the back of the box. Obviously, sometimes there's a difference between the prototype on the back of the box and then the actual figure that you buy. But it doesn't look too bad. So let's get this guy out of the box, I think, and then we'll look further at him. And on the bottom, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. That's really it. The bottom's kind of boring. Obviously, they can't do that. That part's never going to look that interesting. Um, so yeah, let's get this guy out of this box. So I'm even trying to figure out how we're gonna get him out of here. Um, let's see. Trying to think of the easiest way to do this without kind of destroying the box. I think it looks like here at the bottom. Maybe I might be able to take him out. So let me just get in there with some scissors. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, look at that. It worked. You can open them up. Man, this is much easier to open than McFarlane figures. I'll tell you that. If anybody used to buy McFarlane figures, my goodness. Oh, it's open. And or do I need to? Is there tape or something here as well? I mean, this can't be that complicated to open because it is a kid's toy. So let's see. Don't want to ruin the box too much. Oh, I see. It looks like there's like tape here. If I cut this tape here, we'll take them off. And then I do the other side as well here. And now we'll remove them. Hopefully I don't cut myself. Oh no, sorry, I need to do this side. Hmm? Yeah, I need to do this side. And yeah, don't do this at home. If you're not, be careful if you do this yourself. Let's see. All right, and then why isn't he coming out? Oh, the top as well. So this section here I need to do. Actually, then it's not that complicated to get this guy out of the box, honestly. Whoop. Well, he came out really easily, actually. He just pops out. Oh, his little jaw is stuck. And there we go. So I kept this part. Put that down for a second. Here we go. Show him off a bit. I think the color looks a little better on this camera, so you can see the color a bit better. Yeah. So he looks pretty good in there. And then here's the back. So there's all this that we've got to take off. But yeah, it's been a while since I've had a Kong figure, to be fair. My last Kong figure is from the Godzilla vs. Kong set. It's the large Kong sound roar one, so for a kid's toy though, they really like package this like a lot. So I'm not sure if that's normal. They really put like a lot of packaging on this. Like they really like they make you really like have to take this off. Uh, I won't lie though, it's not as complicated as like I said those McFarlane figures that I had when I was a kid. Those were much more complicated to remove. Yeah, no, this is not so bad. Hopefully, I think this one is more here maybe. Yeah, I mean, especially because these are for kids, so they can't be all that complicated to take off. Okay, let's see. I think that does it. Yes, yes. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The little feet ones. There we go. Kong is free, and then the heave is behind this plastic thing here. So I'll show the case again in a second, but I just wanted to get everything out of the box. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Where should I put him? Here he is, out of the box. He's actually kind of heavy. And then here's the heave. He's actually pretty heavy. So I'll show him here again because I think let's see if my camera here can focus a bit. Yeah. So first off, I will say he's actually feels quite heavy. I thought he'd be like a light, cheap plastic, but honestly, he feels like a pretty decent, heavy plastic they use. So let's go over some of the details of this figure, right? Let's go maybe discuss the paint job, the articulation. Let's just take a deep dive. I'll give you guys my thoughts. See, on this camera, I can maybe show you a bit. So maybe first thing, articulation is going to be on this guy a few points more than I expected. So arms, shoulders, like a full articulation there, up and down. Then he's got elbow articulation. Then he's got his little hands turn around. But then also like the the glove itself, on the other hand, doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of there, so it just makes, and you can't even like move his hand anymore. It's just the glove. So the glove doesn't really have any special articulation or anything, but it looks cool. And then we have actually, does it appear to be chest articulation? It looks like he might, no, it's glued. It's funny, there's like a line here for the pelvis, but it doesn't look like it has articulation. The head has articulation, which is normal. My other big Kong also has similar articulation. And then I didn't expect this, but it's quite a bit of leg articulation. Like his legs have articulation and then they pop out. So he can do some funny kind of stuff like that. Like, whew, he can do kind of fun stuff like that. So the leg articulation is actually really cool. I did not expect that. Um, That's a pity. I thought that there was articulation at the waist. I got kind of excited. I was like, oh, that's cool. But there isn't. And then we have the heave, which is just kind of one color. It's just kind of metallic color. It looks cool though, but just like one metal color. And then I think I'll switch to the other camera to show you more of the color and the detail on Kong, so we can discuss that. Because in terms of the sculpt, I think the sculpt is really good, actually. And like I said, this figure is quite heavy. I expected this to be like kind of like a cheap, but this figure feels like pretty decent quality, honestly. He's not like I don't know, like I haven't bought too many Playmates figures, so I don't know if they're all like this. But like I don't know, I just you expect to go to the store and there's like a kid's toy and you expect the plastic to be kind of light and cheap. My Indominus Rex, for example, obviously she's not like a super low quality. She's a fairly decent quality figure, but she is a kid's figure, right? The one she's right here, My Indominus Rex figure. She has like a plastic that's lighter than this. This guy's really heavy. Um, so the sculpt is really good, honestly. The detail on the hair and everything, like they did a really good job. This is a really good looking Kong figure, honestly, compared to their original Skull Island figure that they first started making years ago. This is a good Kong figure, and yeah, I think the sculpting on the back too. Like, look at all the hairs, They did a really good job, and even the fist, the what do they call this thing officially? It's the Beast Glove. That's what they call it on the box. It's called. I don't remember if that's what they call it in the movie. I think there was a different name. It had like it was Project something, but the Beast Glove looks pretty cool. The sculpt on it is pretty good, but I will lie, the paint job. And I don't know how well you can tell here in this lighting. The paint job is a bit sloppy. Like, can you see all that stuff there? Again, this is a kid's toy, so it can't be too judgmental. But paint job is kind of sloppy on the glove. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you can see it better here, but yeah. And in terms of the paint job, I'd say, I mean, how much can you really say? He's Kong, so they kind of just painted him like a brownish gray color. Like I said, here you can kind of see, they did do some decent detailing on the mouth though. That's cool, and the eyes as well. They did some detailing on the mouth, the eyes, the teeth are actually fairly well done. I really like what they did in the chest. That actually is a nice little detail. Um, but yeah, I think the paint job is the weakest. Is here. That's very weak. But the rest is a pretty decent paint job. It's nothing out of this world. It's like he's kind of gray and then dark brown fur. So it's not an amazing amount of detail, but for a kid's toy, it is what it is. It's not bad, actually. It's a pretty good paint job. And like I said, it's better than their previous Kongs. So, honestly, pretty good looking. And then the heave, like I showed before, the heave is all the same. It's not at all, um, what's the word, painted or anything. So the heave, they didn't even, yeah, they didn't even paint it. So, and there you can see my other Kong, my big Kong, as well. This guy's kind of like a smaller version of that one, I think. Or maybe he's a new sculpt, honestly. But no, honestly, the sculpt is really well made. So the last thing to show, we can do some scaling. See if I can really get somebody. I got, let's see. Oh, this is a decent scaling, I guess. Maybe not the best scaling, but if you have, I have here my Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 1999, Godzilla 2000. This is a old figure, and here he is. He scales okay, you know. See if you can see that. Maybe if I switch cameras. Um, yeah, that's them about face to face. So Godzilla 2000, he's a bit smaller than Godzilla 2000. Um, so this is them. He's a bit smaller, but he's heavier. Honestly, he feels heavier. Yeah, because these are like vinyl plastic that are empty on the inside. So he kind of scales with this guy a little bit, but this figure is kind of maybe too big. um, Maybe not the best scale example. Let me see if I've got another one. Um, oop, my Godzilla versus Kong. Got my Godzilla versus Kong shirt. Let's look at this one. I think this might be a bit better. I have my NECA 1954 figure, and here's he is. Here he scales pretty well, honestly. That's a pretty decent scale at this point. So yeah, that's them feet to feet. So yeah, I think that's kind of gives you a rough idea. He scales all right with 6-inch figures. He's a little bit on the small side, but he scales all right. Now again, Kong is smaller than Godzilla in these movies, so that's not necessarily like a bad thing. Let me see if I can show you again from this angle what he kind of looks like when they're feet to feet. So yeah, he scales okay with this Godzilla, but still a bit on the small side, I think. And again, I don't know how big the other Playmates figures are. I'm feeling they might be kind of small. If Kong's this big, but I don't know. He's nice size, but he's a bit small. And let me show what remains of the box once you take him out. So here's the box. I'll show it here. Here's the box. What you have left of it. I'll put him inside of it. And then here he is. Honestly, they're really not. The boxes, you could just keep the figure. If you decide to take the figure out, just remove all the plastic, but you keep the box. I used to do that with the Bandai moving monsters as well. I used to keep the boxes, and I would take the plastic out, but I would leave the box and I would put the figure in the box and display it that way. Um, I don't know if I have a huge amount of room, and I'd rather just have Kong loose. But if you like the boxes, I would definitely recommend keeping the box and displaying it with the figure inside of it. But just take the plastic out. Um, but anyway, how would I review this figure? Honestly, if you're a Kong fan, I think this figure is worth it. Like the sculpt is good. The paint job's not amazing, but it's pretty good. And for the price, I think it's worth it. Also, it's unique because it's not just Kong, but it's Kong with this like glove, which makes him kind of different than any other Kong figure you're gonna get from Playmates. The only thing maybe is like, he's a little on the small side, but other than that, I think the sculpt is really good. The paint job's pretty decent. He comes with the glove. The price is not too high for this guy either. If you just kind of want like a small Kong figure in your collection, definitely pick this one up. If you don't already have like a Playmates Kong, and if you don't have the Kong, because also the special one about this is he has the glove. So, and I think he might be worth it if you have If you haven't yet gotten your hands on a Kong figure, he's worth it. If you really like Kong with a Beast Glove, then I think he's worth it, honestly. And if you had like those original Playmates, like Skull Island figures, this one is a vast improvement over that one. And I don't know if this one's better than the Godzilla versus Kong, like 6-inch Kong figures, but I think this one's more interesting because it comes with the glove, like I said. He doesn't have the axe, is the only pity. So maybe if you have the small ones that came with the axe, maybe this one, will be the one downside. But still, I think this one's worth it, especially if you're a big Kong fan. You don't really have a small Kong figure in your collection. You're looking for one that's interesting or that's different. Check this one out. Like I said, the only thing is that he's a bit on the small side, so he won't scale, but maybe he scales well with Scar King or with the Playmates Godzilla figures, or maybe some smaller NECA figures. He'll scale very well. But anyway, um, there you go. A cool figure. I'm really happy to add this guy to the collection because not afraid to admit I'm a big Kong fan, and also he looks really cool with the glove here. So I'm a big Kong fan. I'm excited to add another Kong to my collection because I only have one. I have so many Godzillas and I only have one Kong figure now. Well, I have two now. So I'm excited to add another one to my collection. Yeah, it's a really cool figure, and I'm happy to see the quality has really improved with Playmates as well. Their figures have gotten a lot better over the years. So, anyway, that's it for this review, and well, this unboxing and review. Let me know in the comments below if you've gotten your hands on this figure, or if you've gotten your hands on any of the other MonsterVerse figures. And what are your thoughts? What else would you like to see Playmates do? Maybe even beyond New Empire, um, like other maybe classic figures again. They've done some other classic stuff, right? That were pretty decent. A decent Rodan 56, a decent Gorosaurus figure. What else would you like to see Playmates do? Oh, they did Baragon as well. I forgot about that. But anyway, that's it for this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!